And welcome to Hero Power. This is episode 299, and I am your host, Avantbin. And as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Zerobin.
Zerobin. Okay. Okay. I see what we're doing here. Go ahead.
And this week we have a very special guest, Marspad. Now,
all the bins here.
All the bins, all over Twitter. If you guys have not been paying attention, we'll get into it a little more during the news portion of the show. But we are super stoked to have Marspad joining us on the show this week. Sir, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, and thank you so much for the invite. It's quite the treat to finally make it on a podcast for Hearthstone, because that's what I love.
Now, correct me.
You're on the podcast every week because you're always in our community, and we're constantly talking about you because you're a pivotal part of our Discord. So for that, thank you for being part of the community, and secondly,
you're welcome.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah. So Now this is not your first podcast, though, right? You were on Innkeeper podcast, right?
No.
Did we not have you on the Innkeeper podcast?
Not that I remember.
So for those of you who don't know, Marspad is the penultimate innkeeper in Canada. Like he is the man, the myth, the legend.
So let me guess. Was that another communication that Avantis forgot to follow up on?
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Well, no. I mean, it's so the Innkeeper podcast was amazing. So yeah, shout out to that. People that are still involved in innkeeping, it's still a great resource. So we're checking it out. It's out there on the YouTubes.
Yeah. So, we're super stoked to finally have you on the show. As Zeroshio alluded, you have been a huge part of our community for 4 years now, maybe 5. I mean, you've been with us for quite a while.
Yeah, I started innkeeping back in 2016. That was when I, first started innkeeping here in Calgary, in Alberta, Canada, and it's been a little bit slower lately, but still involved. Still want to keep things rolling.
Good.
Still passionate about the game.
Yeah. Speaking of passion, you're one of the reasons why Hero Power is kind of one of the more active mercenaries discussions, because mercenaries right now is not getting a lot of love because a lot of the content creators are getting a little burnt out from it and things like that. But we still have conversations about builds and things in our Discord, and you're kind of between you and I and Gromok, kind of the pivotal part of that discussion. So thanks for that, because I still love mercenaries. As a matter of fact, I was playing mercenaries right before we started the show.
Same here
today. So I love that you've kept that fire going in our Discord, and so thanks for that.
I want to say, as active as both of you guys are in mercenaries, I have to say I'm really surprised we're not having this podcast interview from your toilets.
The ETT. Yeah, well, that's where all it's all the work gets done.
Are you sure we're not? Are you sure we're not?
Fair enough. Yeah. Hey. So, yeah.
If you wonder if I am playing, if I'm, doing the business while playing mercenaries, depends.
Depends, or if you have depends on or not.
Yeah, sometimes you're out in the jungle and you do have Wi-Fi, but there's you got the depend.
That's right. So yeah. So tell us a little bit about how you got started in keeping, and tell us about some of your favorite memories of Hearthstone up to now, going back as far as, because you've been playing since You've been playing since the beginning, right?
Yeah, since beta.
Yeah.
I think, well, as I got into innkeeping from a Facebook group that we had an innkeeper in Calgary, and he moved to BC, and someone was like, "Hey, is anybody going to run an event?" And I took it upon myself to run one. And it wasn't that long after I had run less than 10 events, and I got an email invite to the Innkeeper Summit, which is actually where I met you, Avantes. And I remember that day. That was such a spectacular day. I mean, so many passionate people in the same room. We all just, a lot of us introverts, but when we are in that space, we become extroverts because we can talk about something that we love so much. And you handed me your business card, and I just lit up. And yeah, I know him. He's famous. It was awesome.
See, Zeroshio, it's not just you.
See, I told you the business card was a great idea.
No, that was such a fantastic time. I had been innkeeping since about 2014 at that point, and been running a lot of events. And to come together like that at that event was a phenomenal experience. I think I can't speak for everyone involved, but I know for a lot of us that I have talked to over the years, it was a pivotal moment for a lot of event people and innkeepers themselves. And I have to say, my favorite thing that happened that weekend was everybody on the bus telling you how to play mage on the ride to dinner that night. It's like,
thank goodness. We were on the way to the Blizzard campus tour, and I brought my iPad, and I had an entire back seat.
Yeah, Marspad was in one of the front seats of the bus, and like 40 people behind him were straining to see his screen and telling him how to play mage. It was hilarious.
I find it funny. You have a bus full of Hearthstone innkeepers, and only one person is playing Hearthstone this time.
Well, no, that's not true. A lot of people were playing on their phones. I just had that big iPad Pro, so yeah, and nice. I was in the front, in the aisle, so it just became a focal point at one point. So that was a great game, though. I won thanks to everybody on that bus.
That was OG Mage Day. So was that Mage time?
Yeah, that was 2016.
I think it was around Ungoro, somewhere in there.
Okay. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's been a fun ride. Yes, as you said, the last couple of years have been rough. There've been no real in-person firesides. It's all been pretty much virtual, and I feel like that's kind of hurt the community a little. There have been some people, I believe you have you run a virtual fireside since the pandemic started?
And I can tell you that there's pros and cons to it. Running a virtual fireside, you definitely get a lot more people that, whether they don't want to make the drive or they just don't feel comfortable being around people. I had a big attendance for a lot of events. The problem is for innkeepers, I think, is the passion kind of goes because you don't have all that interconnectivity with your community. It's tough. I mean, there's things we didn't develop that we maybe could have done. I know there's kind of with Zoom meeting rooms and stuff, we could have been a lot more interactive than we were. But we had some great events, but at the same time, I'd much rather be more involved in a public space because we've got a lot of great venues here in the area. So
go ahead.
We've had a lot of community members that have joined into the Hero Power community or our Fireside community that had just literally heard about us in passing or were walking by the game shop when we were having a fireside and we're like, oh, Hearthstone, I play that. And they found our show because of that. And we even have some that they literally only ever play on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
We had one guy that won one of our tournaments that played on his phone the whole time, and we even offered him a computer to use, and he was like, "No, this is how I play." And so, and I've really missed that whole fireside feeling, because I know we've had a few people come to our firesides, and they're sitting there in awe watching me and Avantis and at the time Versika talk, and they're like, it's like catching a live episode of the Hero Power podcast, because the way we kind of just chew the fat and talk about the meta and just spitball around. So missing that has just, I'll be honest, that's taken a lot of fire out of my competitive play, because I kind of was able to use the firesides as a way to test my competitive natures and communicate with people locally. We have a lot of really, really good players in the East Tennessee area that have competed in esports. So not having the firesides have kind of taken that from me.
That's huge.
So I'm hoping we can eventually get that back.
I'm hoping so too, and I think another huge part of it was the Innkeeper summits. That pulled so many Innkeepers together that might have been, almost on their way out. And, having that summit was like, okay, we're lifers now. I'm still here because of those summits.
No matter how burned out you might have been, after a summit, you're just refreshed, ready to go. You've got that vigor to get out there and share with the community and bring more people in. And it's been 4 years now since the last one, and levels are getting low. I'm not gonna lie.
So, that's rough.
I miss the firesides, because I would say stupid stuff and then look around. There's nobody to look at me like I'm not funny, So.
Or just that you can be all the mind games you can play. There's so much of a poker aspect of this and so many different modes that when you get to play in person, get to razz the person across from you, and there's been so many relationships. I have so many friends through this.
At our firesides, it would be like musical chairs. The minute we do the pairings, people would look around and see who am I paired with, and they would make sure they sit right across from them.
Oh yeah,
and stare at them, and so it was really neat. And it was funny because we did our first fireside at Level Up Games, and the owner come in, and he's used to Magic tournaments and Magic events, and he come in, he's like, they're so quiet. Like, it's a virtual card game. They don't have to, speak out their moves or anything. He goes, it's just so weird. They're so focused. I'm like, that's Hearthstone.
We don't have to say in response.
Yeah. So, but we'll have to see how it continues to move forward. I think it's going to continue in this virtual environment. I'll be surprised, and I hate to say this, but I would be really surprised and shocked if we ever go back to in-person events for Blizzard, or Blizzard doing in-person Masters tours, or in-person getting all the Grandmasters together to play. I think that day is past, and everything going forward is going to be this online format that they have developed over the last 2 years. And I'm afraid, outside of like third-party events, like maybe a DreamHack, getting players together to play again is just going to be a thing of the past.
It's a fair assessment for sure.
My thing on that is, and this kind of peeks into our first news item, with as quickly as we're getting patch notes followed by a patch almost 24 hours later, can they afford to be scheduling live events where people have to fly to locations and have the time to get hotels and bookings, when that 36-hour time frame might need to be building a lineup, because the meta dropped so quickly and changed? Because, since the pandemic, before the pandemic and before firesides stopped being a thing and live events stopped being a thing, we'd be told about a patch 2 weeks later then we get the rollout pre-patch, and then all the meta would go live like the third week later. Now it's like we hear on Monday about a patch that's happening Tuesday when you have to have your deck submitted on Thursday.
Yeah, I don't know that I don't know that Blizzard could go back to doing things the way it used to be. And I'm not sure your professional players would want to either.
Yeah.
A lot of them wouldn't.
Yeah, they're probably, what was it? Luna, I think, used to tell us about, getting checked into a hotel and then testing from the room before submitting decks and going to play. And, now there's no need for that expensive travel. And I just don't, I'm
the fatigue for a lot of people that have to go across time zones. So
yeah. And that's, I'm the guy that, I grew up, in the age right as Magic was becoming big, and, Magic came out in 93. I started playing in like January of 95 or something like that. And
it was 1995.
And
I got you into play.
95, late 95, early 96, Zeroshio and I hopped in a van and drove like 8 hours to Virginia Beach to play in a Magic tournament.
Was it Virginia Beach or was it High Point?
It was Virginia Beach. I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
High Point was our second one.
Yeah. And it was those. I'm afraid that players today won't have those kind of memories. They're just going to be like, oh, yeah, I went downstairs and logged on and played in another tournament, What's special about that?
You had to play in a 3-day tournament and wear pants?
Back in my day.
Wow, back in my day, we used to have to put on pants to compete in esports.
So anyway, but yeah, no, that's it's just changing so much, and the landscape is changing. The game is changing. They've added a lot since we started playing way back in the day. So
well, we have what, 2 competitive modes between Hearthstone and now Battlegrounds, and then arguably 3 because there have been some Mercenaries tournaments, and then we have duels and arena, which are not necessarily competitive, but there are some players that dedicatedly play duels. And there's a couple, I think, that do arena still. But, there's so many different ways to play Hearthstone. I think I was telling you, I used to, during lulls, I would find, an indie game or some AAA that came out to play on that little, 3-week time before a set came out. But now with mini sets and Mercenaries and Battlegrounds, if I don't like a certain mode, I just still open the Hearthstone client and play a different mode. So there's so much to do, and the Hearthstone team has gotten so big, and they've gone through the pandemic of working from home, and I think they're still majority working from home. They have some people that still go in the office, more of your infrastructure guys, but they've changed the way they're facilitating the game. And how much they're facilitating the game. We're seeing patches like every 2 weeks now. And I don't know. I'm happy with where Hearthstone is, but I do miss where Hearthstone was.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into the news a little bit, because we do have a little bit of news to talk about today. And first up is patch 22.4.3. So we got those patch notes, as Roshio said, back on Wednesday. And the first line of the patch notes is, launching tomorrow includes balance changes to Battlegrounds and Standard. So announce them.
This is one of the first times that I logged into Hearthstone and saw the patch change, the pop-up window when you log in. I had seen the changes there before I knew about them. That was really weird. That was, yeah.
Yeah, it's that fast. So first up, we're going to talk about some standard changes, including some cards that have been adjusted down in power, as opposed to, nerfed. First up, we have Kazakhstan and Locusts has been removed from the pool of treasures that can be discovered.
Yeah,
I said that name right. I said that card name right. Correct?
Yeah, it is. You do actually. It is. It's Locusts.
See, I knew I said
two
it
hands
right.
up. I'm not saying the name of the card, but taking this out of the pool is big because in one card you had 28 points of damage over 2 turns.
Yeah. Zeroshev, can you read the dev comment?
Dev comment says we're making small adjustment to reduce the amount of focus that Kazakhstan's treasure hoard has on from hand damage. Removing that card we just mentioned from the discover pool will allow for a bit more back and forth for both players after Kazakhstan was played. Because here's the thing. If they played it and all that damage with the face, that was 14 damage. Just 2 damage because what Locust does is it fills the board up and attacks a target. And that can be face. So then as the counter player, you have to remove those 2/2s off the board. But if you have no way to heal out of the damage again, they're just going to do it again because it also had, what was the name of that mechanic? Or it makes another copy in your hand. Why is that mechanic freezing my mind?
Echo.
Yeah, it's not Echo because Echo's just for 1 turn. But yes, it's
okay.
Spell something. I can't. Well, I don't know why my brain is freezing on that. It's probably because I've worked all week. But you get a second copy of it in your hand. You're just going to do that damage again.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a lot of different ways where they could change it so that this version, instead of the duels version, targeted only minions. There are a lot of ways they could have balanced it. I like just removing it.
Okay.
It still makes Kazakhstan really strong. Actually, it kind of raises the power level of some of the other treasures because now the pool's smaller. You're more likely to find Blade and Hilt. You're more likely to find the bombs, the Boombot card. So it actually, in a way, buffs the other treasures, the good treasures, because it raises the amount of chances that you're going to find those. Now that they've taken Locusts out of the pool.
Finally.
You happy?
Thank you.
All right. So moving on, we also saw a change to Si7 Smuggler. It used to say, battle cry, summon a random minion with cost equal to the amount of Si7 cards you've played this game. Now it says, battle cry, summon a random 0-cost minion, upgrade for each Si7 card you've played this game.
So this doesn't look like a change, but what was happening with Si7 Smuggler is people were playing 6 Si7 cards, then playing Si7 Smuggler, and it was summoning a 7-drop.
Mm.
And people figured out it was counting itself. So what they did is they changed the wording so that it'll slowly, you'll see the numbers, the 0 cost change as you play more Si7. So you know what you're going to be getting. And it also isn't going to count itself because that text is going to happen and then it's going to hit the board. So it's technically a nerf, but it's more of a clarification on how it should work as well. They kind of done both in one change. I like this change. It does technically lower the quality depending. It's not so. People were getting 7 drops when they meant to get 6 drops, and people were saying, "Oh, now I won't get a 7 drop." But actually, 6 drops are better pool of minions to pull from than 7 drops. So it was more important that the player didn't know what they were getting exactly. So now with the wording change, they'll know exactly what they're getting. Because in some cases, you might want to play it for a 6-drop than a 7-drop, or a 8-drop instead of a 9-drop. So I like this change.
Okay. What about you, Marspad? Do you think this is a good change?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually somewhere where they've had more clarification. I mean, it's how they intended the card to kind of be in the first place. So, yeah, I'm fine with it. I love playing this card. It's cool looking artwork.
Yeah, yeah. As always, Si7 Smuggler and Kazakhstan will be eligible for full dust refunds for 2 weeks, starting from the 4th or the 3rd.
What I would recommend, if you actively play Kazakhstan, I would not dust Kazakhstan. And I'm probably going to craft Kazakhstan in golden, to be honest. And the reason is because as new metas come out, and new sets come out, and mini sets come out, it's going to raise the value of specific treasures in that pool.
Because You haven't done this already? Like, you should have. This was a day one thing. I don't know why you're bringing it up now. Like, what are you doing over there? This creates so many golden cards. You're right. You drop a couple augmented Elix on the board, and then you play a cut. Yeah, no. Go get it crafted.
So
We can wait.
I've changed my philosophy, and I've stopped dusting my extras.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have enough dust, but now that I can dust Kazakhstan for full value, I can craft. I'll have enough to craft a golden. So yes, I should have done it day one. I didn't because I didn't have the dust, but now I'll have the dust. But the important thing is as new metas come out, they're going to find out that specific treasures may be more valuable, and they will either have to adjust those treasures or change the treasures. So I expect over the next 2 years or year, this next year till it goes to wild, for Kazakhstan to probably be balanced multiple times. Because we got 3 sets and 3 more mini sets. So that's 6 more possible times that those treasures are either going to raise in power or lower in power. And they're going to have to adjust them.
Yeah, I would imagine at rotation, it's going to be pretty good, right?
I mean, 4 set metas where pools are smaller. Obviously, the treasure pools is going to be static because it's not going to change. But other pools that maybe discover dragons, that might discover Kazakhstan, those pools will be smaller, raising the value of Kazakhstan. This is speculation, of course, but it always happens, especially in 4 set metas, anytime you're dealing with discover pools.
Not to mention they're probably going to have some type of shift in the core set as well. So,
yeah, and I believe it was we'll kind of sneak peek ahead a little bit, but if you haven't listened to Coin Concede's interview with Ben Lee, he alluded to a lot of changes in the core set and what's going to be happening next year. We're not going to go into that deep dive because there was a lot he talked about. Definitely go to Coin Concede episode, listen to that. And Regis Kilbin did kind of a breakdown of everything Ben Lee said in that episode about next year.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, there is an update to a card's text that has been adjusted just for clarity. So this card will not be eligible for dust refund, but that card is Si7 Informant. Previously, it said Battle Cry, gain +1/+1 for each Si7 card you've played this game. The new text will read Battle Cry, gain +1/+1 for each other Si7 card you have played this game.
So that was the big thing, is the Smuggler was counting itself, which they've adjusted in that quote-unquote nerf. Mm-hmm. And this wasn't counting itself, but the wording was too similar to Smuggler, so they were like, which one's wrong? Well, they've admitted that Smuggler was wrong because they made the change, and they just changed the text on this to be more clear. So there's no kind of dust refund or anything like that. The card ability and the way it works is not changing at all. It's just the way the text is worded.
Okay. Also, there's been some updates to Battlegrounds. We'll touch on those pretty quickly. The general update, there is now a buddy meter bonus granted when you defeat a Kel'Thuzad or, a dead hero. So if somebody quits early or dies early, you'll still get a buddy meter bonus, whereas previously, if you got into a match and somebody dropped out of the lobby and was just dead, if you played that person, you didn't get any kind of a buddy meter bonus. So I think this is a great update.
It is. It also is not just for those that drop out early. If somebody dies, they're kind of a turn behind everybody else. So if you face somebody that was actively working on their warband, you would get more buddy meter because there's more minions on the board, more minions to kill. But if you played somebody that died maybe a turn ago or a few turns ago, they hadn't really developed that board the last few turns. So you would get a little bit less buddy meter because they died. They haven't developed anything on the board. So this kind of offsets that, putting you to parity. Because usually when you're facing a dead hero, Kel'Thuzad, it's because you're on the lower half of the lobby anyway. So you're kind of behind already, so you're even getting further behind. So this is a nice balance. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good little catch-up mechanic.
Yes. So then there's some hero updates. I think we're just going to touch on a couple of these, and then we'll probably leave the rest of the minion updates, or the rest of the buddy updates for you to check out in our show notes. But there is a hero update to Tamsenrome. So, her hero power ability, Fragrant Phylactery, old, cost 1, start of combat, destroy your lowest health minion, give its stats to all of your other minions. Now it's going to read, it's now going to cost 0 instead of 1, and at the start of combat, destroy your lowest health minion, give its stats to 4 friendly minions. So basically this was I thought when we first talked about Tamsin this was going to be really strong, and because you're buffing up to 6 other minions, and now they've narrowed it in scope to where only 4 minions are getting the buff, and I feel like this kind of brings her a little more in line.
Well, this is the second adjustment they made to her. Before, it only shared the health. Then they changed it so it shared all of its stats. And then now they're reducing it to 0, but they're limiting it to 4 friendly minions. So it's kind of like, because a lot of times I didn't use my hero power.
Tweak the knob.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I think ultimately it's still not going to be enough. I think you're going to have to make it so it goes to all your friendly minions still. I think 0 cost for this is perfect. She's really underperformed. You're sacrificing a board slot at the beginning of a fight is hard, and lining up which one is destroyed is also hard to do. And those stats aren't that much, so you're wanting to put it on a death rattle minion or reborn minion or something like that, and it's really difficult to do and have a good warband layout. I honestly think that she's still going to be lower tier.
Marspad?
Yeah, I'm in the dark here. There's not much mojo I can give you guys on Tamsin. I feel that it probably just based on it, being brought down to 4, that it was getting out of control. And this, they got to find like you said, they're turning the knob. We'll see where it goes.
Okay. Then, like I said, after that, it's mostly all adjustments to buddies, and there's about 7 or 8 of these. So if you guys want to really dig into those, make sure you check out our show notes over at heropowerhs.com. There will be a link to the patch notes right there for you. So easy to access, and it'll give you all that information on all those individual buddies. There are some bug fixes and game improvements coming with these. And was there anything in there that really jumped out to you, Zeroshio?
Yeah, so they kind of snuck this on the bottom. Updated Yulon's Enveloping Mist ability from Arcane to Nature Spell School. So Yulon has kind of been the star of the dragons, one of the stars of dragons alongside Sinestra. Mm-hmm. But of the new dragons, Yulon's kind of been the best. In a lot of zombies go nom nom. He's been reporting how good they are. Skater Boys. And they've built some varying dragon teams. And one of the dragon teams is Dragon in Nature. And really, it's the dragon team, the 3-piece dragon team, then the nature team, and they kind of work separately. But now, with Yulon going to nature school for their Enveloping Mist ability, which is a strong ability, it synergizes with Malfurion's Heal and nature combo abilities, because it's a very fast ability. I think it's 1 speed, if I'm not mistaken. So now this Dragon Nature team has gotten really strong. So this is a nerf, not a nerf, a buff, a substantial buff. There was with, I think it was Brightwing, you could combo with the arcane ability, but that was really the only benefit it had for being arcane. And because it had no damage assigned to Enveloping Mist. So now that it's nature, it's going to really raise the value of Yulon, not only in dragon comps, but kind of in nature comps or dragon nature combo comps. And I really think this needed its own they need to have updates for mercenaries and have this on there, because it's a big change. It kind of got hidden at the very bottom of the bug fixes and game improvements.
Okay. Remember, kids, stay in school and you too can go from arcane to nature. So, all right, that covers the 22.4.3 notes. So let's talk a little bit about the Hearthstone team itself. So we got an announcement this week, as Zeroshio alluded to, via the Coin Concede podcast. If you guys have not checked them out, you are doing yourself a disservice. They are one of the best shows in the Hearthstone space. So go check out at least this week's episode, as Ben Lee announces he's leaving the Hearthstone team to go work on another Blizzard project, which we are assuming it's the same project Alec Dawson and the others have left to go work on. Is that
Peter
correct?
Whalen, Mike Dene. It's kind of been alluded that it's that same project that's unannounced. We have seen job listings for a survival game. We don't know if it's that or not. We don't know if it's a totally different game in the mobile aspect or client aspect. We don't know. We just know he's staying in Blizzard on another project, which is the same verbiage they use for Mike Dene, Peter Whalen, and Alec Dawson.
Okay. So, Marspad, you and I have both seen the inside, kind of how the sausage is made from the inside of, Team 5, kind of, and we follow the team pretty well because we know quite a few of these guys. What are your thoughts, as far as this change? And obviously they're bringing in Nathan Lyons-Smith to be the new executive producer on the Hearthstone team. What are your thoughts when you hear about these changes? How do you feel about Hearthstone going forward?
I still have a very positive outlook on Hearthstone. I think there's a huge hidden player base, a lot of us that are super integrated with the podcasts and, the Discords and Twitter. That's such a small percentage of us in the grand scheme of things, and it's real easy for us in that space to forget that. And so I've seen throughout the evolution from the original team 5 that put this together to where it stands now, there's passionate developers involved, and maybe more so now than ever before because of all the drama they have to deal with to, they have to put that aside and be like, no, this is really worth it. So I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic for the future.
Okay. Yeah, I also want to throw a huge shout out to somebody Marspad and I both know. Former Orlando Innkeeper Amy Janser. She actually started on the Fireside Gatherings website team.
Yeah.
And she's been promoted a couple of times. She's only been there 3 or 4 years now. And she just got another promotion to lead game producer on Hearthstone. So that's going to put her in a leadership position with Team 5. And just huge shout out to Amy.
That's just the type of passion that I was pointing to. She's been there all along and doing a fantastic job and connected with the community as well. So yeah, she's awesome. Congrats.
Lead game producer, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the titles given to somebody who heads a team for an expansion release, a set of expansion releases. So this is probably, and this is just speculation, probably sets that are planned for 2023. That's usually when they set those teams up just before the next rotation. So that's really awesome that she'll be, because I think Alec Dawson was a lead game producer for a couple sets, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Before he rotated onto other pastures within Blizzard. So this is a huge step up for Amy, and we're really proud that she's able to take this leap. Though I do want to point out something that doesn't sound right. Our new executive producer. Now, executive producer tends to be kind of a temporary title. I believe Ben Thompson was executive producer, but never moved on to director, where we had Ben Brode was director. Then we had Ben Thompson became executive producer until they filled the director role with Ben Lee. But this isn't a Ben.
Yeah. So if you guys, if you guys haven't been on Hearthstone Twitter in the last 48 hours, like, everybody in the community has changed their name to Ben, hence our intro to kind of hit in on that. But yeah, it's been great because we're missing a new Ben in the Hearthstone team. So
everybody except for one person, Ben Hearthstone.
Okay, fair enough.
He's already Ben.
Yeah.
Which, I was thinking maybe Ben Hearthstone's going to be the next,
next director.
Director,
Yeah. That'd be sweet.
Cora,
he's not only got Ben in his name, he's got Hearthstone in his name. Come on now.
Yeah, Cora actually tweeted out that we both, It's Ben 123 and Ben Lee both had big Hearthstone announcements this week. And they were gonna have to battle it out to determine which one gets to keep the name Ben.
If you haven't been following It's Ben, I've been fans of It's Ben since he used to be part of the Pear community, the streamer. We've had her on the show before.
Yeah.
It's Ben was a moderator on her channel as well as I was, and he really has ramped up his streaming and his content creation for Battlegrounds. So if you haven't checked out It's Ben, definitely check him out.
Yeah. All right. So that brings us to this week's deck list. And as we have done in the past for guests, we ask our good friend Marspad to bring a deck list, and he has done so. So I will go through the deck list and then turn it over to him to kind of explain how the deck works, talk us through it, and then we have one more announcement, and we'll get to some gameplay. So
this deck looks wild.
Well played. So it is a Wild Shaman deck. that Marspad has so lovingly titled Uninstaller. So this deck list is 1 copy of Lightning Bloom, 1 Corrupt the Waters, 1 Toxfin, 1 Windchill, 1 Bolner Hammerbeak, 2 Devolve, 2 Dirty Rats, 1 Firemancer Flurgle, 2 Ice Fishing, 2 Brilliant Macaw, 2 Healing Rain, 2 Primal Dungeoneer, 1 Restaurant Viper, and I'm already ready to quit now. Then we've got 1 Snowblind Harpy, 1 Spellward Jeweler, 2 Wild Paw Caravans, 1 Boom Pistol Bully, 1 Doppelgangster, 1 copy of Lotheb, 1 Grumble World Shaker, 1 Snowfall Guardian, 1 Mutanus the Devourer, and 1 Shudderwalk. You, sir, are an evil, evil, evil man.
This is what happened on that bus trip, at the summit. It was all downhill from there. But this has been an evolution for any Shaman player that's been playing Shudderwalk. It is designed to lock your opponent out of the game. It's not actually that good of a deck, but it is a blast if you can get to that end game. Now it's running 2 copies of Ice Fishing because you're always going to keep 1. It's a frost spell. You keep that in hand for late game. So when you've already done your Snowblind Harpy, your Shudderwalk's still going to get that effect because that extra copy of Ice Fishing's in your hand. Sometimes you'll use it. You'll use it if you need to because you need that. There's no board wipe in this deck other than the Murloc duo, and so you have to really time that right. Other than that, the 1 copy of Lightning Bloom is there, obviously, so that when you've completed your Corrupt the Waters quest, you're then going to Hero Power, play the Lightning Bloom, and then you can Shudderwalk, ensuring that if you've gotten your Doppelgangster and your Grumble off, that it's going to be infinite as long as you've got space in your hand to bring them back up. So and then that locks your opponent out. They can't play spells, they can't target you, they can't play minions with Battle Cry. They go to that little bottom right-hand corner and push the red button, and I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing for the community, but that's just I'm an only child, all right? Just there.
All right.
My fun is my fun.
Go ahead.
My fun is my fun, and your fun is my fun.
That's it. Yeah. So, I look forward to getting to actually see this deck in action. I personally have not had a chance to play it yet. I have a feeling this is the kind of deck I would enjoy, and I will probably be building this right after the show to give it some time. I'm looking forward to it. Zerosho, anything you want to add?
No, it looks a lot of fun. I also haven't had a chance to play it yet. Haven't been in Wild in a very long time. This might be a deck that brings me back.
The Wild's my home base, and so this is one of my favorite Hearthstone decks of all time. So I really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to show it off here for everybody. Hopefully it doesn't let us down. It probably will.
Yeah, no. Either way, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I can tell you that. So, all right, that brings us to one last announcement that we want to make for you guys, and that is Marspad has been a great guest, and we have now reached the pinnacle, the top of the mountain. There's nowhere else to go from here. So, unfortunately, as you guys that listen to the show regularly probably know, both Zerosho and I have multiple jobs, and time is a thing that is very rare and not enough of. With life the way it is, unfortunately, we have had to make the hard decision that we're going to have to end Hero Power. It's been a phenomenal 6.5 years. We are going to bring you guys one final episode. As of right now, the plan is to try to get it to you next week. And we're going to try to get all of the original hosts back on the show. We're going to try to bring Matt at Arms back. We're going to try to bring Versika back. And we want to just thank all of you who have given your time to us over the last 6.5 years to download our show, to watch our YouTube channel, and just spend time with us. It's been a great 6.5 years. We love you all so much. So yeah, next Saturday, March the 12th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Mark your calendars. We're going old school, and we're going to stream the final episode live on our Twitch channel.
Yeah, so if you're looking out for more news and recaps, that's not going to be next episode. This is definitely going to be kind of a reunion final episode 300 for us. So please come join us on Twitch. We also follow us at HeroPower_cast on Twitter, where we will also be tweeting out the details of the final episode and where to catch us. If you want anything, you want to send us a message, feel free to tweet us there, or you go to HeroPowerHS.com and use the contact us link to send us an email. If you want to say anything or bring up some of your favorite episodes that we can talk about, or your favorite metas, or anything you want us to talk about Hearthstone Past or Hero Power Past, please do so at those media points on Twitter and the website. So I'll be honest, I'm a little choked up. Marspad, you've been a great final guest on the show. Thank you so much for joining us, because you're just as much part of this as the hosts. So thank you for that. And yeah, let's continue with the outro and get to the play portion before I get shook up.
All right, so if you are joining us on YouTube, please stay tuned for the live play portion of our show as we check out Marspad's Wild Shaman deck. If you are listening via the audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. You can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOgamers, or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you enjoy the show and you'd like to help support us, join us next week in our live chat. We have shut off our Patreon for now. We look forward to hoping you all join us on Twitch next Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
And don't forget to use your hero power 2 times. This time and next time.
All righty, gentlemen. Who's ready to play some Wild?
I'm good to go here.
All right.
Yeah, I was wondering if anybody was catching my countdown, Marspad, every week.
No.
Yeah, if anybody would, I thought it might have been you, because nobody said anything. I was like, oh, because I started with 5, then 4, then 3.
Yep.
Right.
All right. So my launcher had closed, so I'm relaunching now.
All right. Well, he has started a game, and I'm jumping in real quick.
Okay.
Oh, wrong class. Sorry, I don't know how that happened.
Oh, that's fine.
That
Better
works.
for me.
That gives Avantes a little time. Oh, poor Scumbag Steve. He didn't get to show up on the show. We'll give Scumbag Steve Scumbag Steve. That was his opponent. I love. I've learned in Wild you have funnier battle tags. I don't know what it is about Wild, but they have some crazy battle tags in Wild.
All right. Here we go.
Okay, so Priest. This is looking hopeful.
Here,
It's
I talk
probably
about
Shadow. It's probably
I
Shadow.
talk
though.
about crazy battle tags in Wild, and we get Brian.
That's crazy.
So obviously, like you said, it's about completing the quest. What are we looking for in our mulligans here?
Yeah, early game, you're looking for card draw. I mean, if you're playing against Pirate Warrior, you definitely are going to probably want a Healing Rain. Anything aggressive. Like, this is either going to be some janky Priest or it's going to be a really aggressive Shadow Priest. So, yeah, we're going to, I mean, almost don't even need the quest, but we're not going to get that crazy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this is no good.
Yeah, because we need something to play before the Brilliant Macaw.
Oh, this is Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest in Wild?
Oh yeah, it's extremely aggressive. If we don't have something to counter, Devolve's going to be good in this matchup.
Yeah,
if
Devolve will be good.
It's messy. We'll be dead by turn 7 here.
Okay.
That's been my experience in Wild, because I tend to play like OTK Paladin decks, and that doesn't last very long for me.
Well, that's okay. We can.
Yeah, that's not gonna kill us too bad.
Okay, so there's the doppelgangster.
Yeah, and we just hero power here. A lot of early game stuff. I mean, it would be lovely to have a top deck, the 2/3 that draws us some cards. We'll see. Primal Dungeoneer.
Yeah.
Do we want to just play the Rust Rock Viper to contest the board here?
Yeah, absolutely. We got to have some type of tempo on the board, and because it's likely that they'll drop that 1/3 and then hero power next turn.
And that's when we want the devolve.
Yeah, we don't want any of his good stuff, because they also run that 0 cost take 3 and put 2 in your hand. That
Raise
dead. Yeah, we don't want that. Oh, interesting.
That is interesting.
That's pretty common. Those fell wings are a thing.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, do we devolve here, or we just play a Macaw?
Well, Macaw doesn't really.
Yeah, isn't really going to give us anything
much.
great.
It's a 3/3. But, so hero power and
Devolve.
give it a shake.
Yeah.
Give it a shake.
Yeah, because we're in Wild, so we could get some taunts.
Oh, we won't. It's going to transfer enemy minions.
Right.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Devolve is enemy. That's right. That's not.
And that's the thing. Like, yeah, we have to do it, but I don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not really getting anything.
Oh
great.
no.
Did we just make it worse?
We didn't make it better.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, a little better. Well, I forget about Wild. Wild has so many good options. Of course, he hate Wind Fury.
Yeah.
He'll get Stealth or Divine Shield.
Can't be targeted.
That works too.
So I think we might be using Lightning Bloom outside of what it's intended for. Oh yeah, there's a pirate package, because then you can just drop 1 pirate. There's a pirate in here that works with the shadow.
There's a second
stuff.
devolve.
Oh yeah, we're devolving here, because I was originally thinking maybe just because we're not going to make it, we're definitely don't need to save this for late game.
What if we? Oh, never mind. Devolve doesn't hit our minions.
Yeah, right. It would be good if we had a revolve. Might have to consider switching that up, because I think it's 1 less mana too.
So if we devolve, what's our follow-up? Do we want the bully? Do we want? I guess we always start with devolve, see what he gets, right?
I think we're going to want the bodies to go wide. It's going to protect us a little bit to get back on board. I mean, we really need to draw Healing Rain.
And a doppelgangster, that'll allow us to. We could Brilliant Macaw the next turn and get 3 Brilliant Macaws.
I like how you're thinking. Yeah. That's not bad.
No, it's definitely better than the last time we did it. But he still has a a solid board here.
Yeah.
Let's see, this could be the end right here. Yeah, it could 2 Mind Blasts and
probably
we're done.
Is.
It's a little short.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not. Is that still off?
Yeah.
No, it's just
5.
lethal. It's
it is just lethal. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Death by Murloc. That's the way to go.
I never thought I'd want to see Scumbag Steve over Brian, but oh well.
Can you do?
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get in there again. See if we can find something else. See, but this has been one of the reasons why I haven't played a lot of Wild is because that's what I see every time.
What do you mean by that?
I just see that
death by turn 6 or 7.
And I don't feel as if I can play decks that I would enjoy in Wild.
Yeah, it's interesting. I have a really cool relationship with both formats, like Standard and Wild, and it's nice having a big collection and been playing since the beginning. So
right,
you have that flexibility and that confidence, but a lot of it too is you'd be surprised, especially. And a lot of non-games where we're just both players are having fun. They're not looking to win the match. They want to do something silly.
Yeah.
And I was dual legend for Wild and Standard for like 2 years straight. So, I mean, I enjoy Wild. It just, lately, Wild hasn't been enjoyable for me.
This looks like a much better hand.
Well, this is going to be a much better matchup for us. Druid usually ends up trying to do some fun, janky stuff, and we can usually get around it. As long as it's not... I mean, if this is Linecracker Druid, we might be here for a while.
All right, so... Corrupted Waters. And then
but if we could...
turn 2, are we going to Ice Fish or Dirty Rat?
Typically, always Ice Fish or Hero Power on turn 2 if you can. You really want to get as much in, and that's perfect too. You want to get as much into your hand as possible so that way you're more likely to get that early card draw going. The Primal Dungeoneer on turn 3 is really critical. So getting those blocks out of the deck gives us more of a chance to draw.
Plus, if it's Linecracker, we want that Mutanus.
Yeah, or the Dirty Rat, like that type of disruption is going to be really good.
Okay. The Dirty Rat devolve
stuff. Yeah,
definitely. Or even Dirty Rat, Firemancer, Flurgle, and then Toxfin.
Ooh, yeah.
Got a good feeling about this. They just hero powered and passed.
Yeah, there's Grumble.
No ramp on 3. Interesting.
That's why it's really good. Yeah, they might have an overgrowth next turn. We could just hero power here.
I'm fine with that.
The 8 cards in hand right now, 9 for next turn.
Yep.
That Flurgle Toxfin combo is just sick. Because that's poisonous damage, right?
Yeah, it's really nice. And it's nice if the Flurgle survives and you can follow it up with Mutanus, you still get another wave.
Do we coin out Doppelganger here?
Yes, we do. Because we can follow it up with this. Even though right now my concern is Spreading Plague, I can devolve it. It's Spreading Plague is one of those things they think they're, I always get BM'd after a spreading plague, and then they devolve, and then they stop talking.
Well, the thing with the Doppelgangster play is also gives us some hand space, which we're going to need.
Yeah.
Typically don't have too much of an issue. By the time we get to Shutterwalk, we always have the hand space to have some stuff bounced in. It's pretty rare that I'm in an awkward position with card draw.
Is this Hero Power Druid? Is that what we're playing?
So, do we just attack face and Hero Power Brilliant Macaw?
Well, we could. Now, here's the consideration. We could get crazy.
Oh. And
we could Lightning Bloom Mutanus here and then follow up with Macaw and just rip the hand.
Yeah.
Because as much as this is so you don't whiff on Shutterwalk, we could just win right here.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, I don't hate that either. Let's see it.
For the good of the film.
Are we? I don't know the
For
wild
science.
meta. This isn't Rogue, is it? Did we get it?
Yeah.
We got the line cracker.
Yes.
Excellent.
They run 2-0, right?
It's hard to say. They might concede here. I don't know if they do. Well, this could be a Reno list as well. There's a Reno line cracker. So they might stick in just because there's more ways to. But at this point, this is probably one of our best matchups. And we pretty much just locked them out right here. So if they want to continue playing, this is my kind of thing where I can, once I start shutterwalking, I can go do the dishes. I can, check the mail, let the dog out for a walk, shout out to Moose. He's around here somewhere. You just got to turn it down because there's, a solid 15 minutes of shutterwalk talking.
Okay, so poison seeds. Okay. So, again, we're just going to go face and Brilliant Macaw, right?
Oh my goodness. Look at this. This is going to be so much fun. I don't even know by the time we get to do this next turn if there's even going to be minions there to touch, but it's going to get messy for this opponent. Let's put this right here.
Do we get
nothing?
Okay.
No minions. Okay.
So he's thinking, okay, he just wasted a Macaw, but Solar. I'm not seeing any duplicates yet. Have we?
Branching paths. Okay, so he's gonna card draw.
Is this Mildred?
I don't think so.
No, he drew 2 cards. He's digging for something.
What is he digging for? Reno?
Could be.
There's the gain 6 armor. Okay.
Spellstone.
So how many times could we Brilliant Macaw this turn? Do we want to Brilliant Macaw this turn?
I don't think we do anymore. I think if anything, maybe we Dirty Rat and we can Caverns and Hero Power. I mean, maybe we play Bolnar with Dirty Rat, but I just don't know. I mean, we really
Bolnar, Dirty Rat, Brilliant Macaw, that would pull 3 minions out if he had any.
But we know he did. He drew.
He drew
3 cards. Yeah.
Okay. So we just Wild Paw Cavern and Hero Power?
The chances of I'm thinking maybe a Dirty Rat might be in order, but that's it. And then we can use the Tree Ants to take out anything that might drop, and then we Wild Paw and Hero Power.
Okay.
Oh,
we got something.
What did we get?
Zola. So that does tell us
that's Reno.
That's Reno.
That's a Reno list. So now he won't get 2 Renos.
So correct. Do we want a Macaw here? Do we think there's something else?
I think we might want a Macaw.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
If it's Reno, we have enough to clear it.
Nice. Baleful Banker.
Yeah.
That's still good. Yeah, no, that's...
Yeah.
Those are 2 great options to get rid of for them.
Yeah.
And that's okay. They can gain a bunch of mana. They don't really have much to do with it.
So right now it looks like he'll only have 1 Reno because that was all of his Reno duplicates, right?
Correct.
Lotheb's going to be so good in this game.
Yes, it will.
Okay, we're going to
swing.
Here? Could. The nice thing about grumbling here, since our saving the grumble, because we've already used our lightning bloom. Sometimes if a Shutterwalk lives, this is your out to keep, so we might want to keep him until after the Shutterwalk.
So
we're
gonna.
I was gonna freeze this and see what else we get.
Yeah.
I like it
because I've already attacked with him. Oh, there's a Dungeoneer. Perfect. So we'll play that.
Yes.
We don't want to Hero Power because we want to save room for the frozen thing that's coming up here, and then completed that. And
so now we have double battle cries if we need it.
Which, unfortunately, we've already kind of used a lot of our... I mean, it'll be good with Loatheb and Snowfall Guardian. And Dungeoneer. And Dirty Rat. We still have a Dirty Rat in the list.
Do we? I thought we played our Dirty Rat.
Do we play? Well, I think there's 2 of them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. There's 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
there's the Plague Spreader.
Which is fine. At this point, all his deck does is keep him alive.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Do we have a Frost? But Wild Pluck Average is not Frost. Why is it not Frost?
All right.
I'm trying to think what he could have. So what other...
Boomkin for 8 health. Bounce the Boomkin.
Well, it's wild. He could still have... I've been seeing Kazakhstan. That could be
I'm saying, but...
It's a Reno list. There's going to be some high-end stuff.
He'd have to play Kazakhstan with like no cards left in his deck, though.
Well, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a control list.
So, use the 2-1 to clear the 1-2, and then that frees us up a spot.
Yeah, I don't think we could play another Wild Paw Caverns.
Yeah, I do like the idea of doing the caverns here.
And then just clears them.
We're still waiting.
I think we just clear as many as we can here.
He's not threatening us. This can't be a Mechathune list, can't? No.
Oh, no, please don't say that. Okay, we still have a Devolve, and we have a Dirty Rat for that. So that's worth considering. Also, Hakar, the one that puts all the play cards, that happens sometimes in Druid.
Okay.
I'm really intrigued by this guy's deck, because his whole deck is about keeping himself alive.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's so many great strategies in Wild, where you can just gain an infinite amount of armor, and then your opponent just doesn't want to keep living anymore. This
is not a Reno list. It's not a Reno
list. We've got 2 biology projects now, 2 branching paths, and 2 spellstones.
But he does have a lot of life gain.
Now, what happens when we do this? It doesn't like quadruple the card draw.
No, it doesn't.
Let's go here, and let's do that. And then we're going to draw some cards. Are we going to overdraw? No.
That should just draw us 2.
No, there's 2 Healing Rains. There's 2 Devolves. Those are both nature.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's no more. There's a Snowfall Guardian and no more elementals, so we shouldn't overdraw.
Okay. Grumble's not an elemental? Oh, we got Grumble.
Grumble's in our hand, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There's a Devolve we'll need. That happens twice, doesn't it?
There we go.
I don't know that. Do we waste the Devolve on that?
Well, 9 cards in hand. I'm just wondering. No, we could stay here. We're okay. He could have a Naturalize, and I don't want to lose a Shuffle.
Do we just play the Snowblind Harpy?
No. Get it? Oh, we could. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because
let's do that.
We don't need the activation. We only need the Frost Spell when we play.
Correct. Yeah.
We don't have to have it now.
Stack. Yep.
Yeah.
Another line cracker. No. Here we go. Yeah, he does. He's thanking me.
How does he get it to go face? Like seriously,
I took out Skulking Geist because I wanted the extra, the Wild Paw Caverns, and that's one of the switch outs you can do for matchups like this, and there's lots of even there's a quest hunter.
He doesn't get it to go face. He just armors up.
It's just the armor game. Yeah, no, he's not going to kill me or anything. He's just trying to get me to stop playing because, well, look what he did.
He's trying to do the exact same thing to you that you're trying to do to him.
Exactly.
But that's fine though. Yep. If he gets that once, we can just keep shutterwalking forever.
Yeah.
Well, but let's see what actually happens. I think we're going to hit a turn timer.
Well, probably. Yeah. Probably will hit a turn timer. Go face. Is it worth Snowfall Guardian now since we know he doesn't have minions?
Yeah. The one way you actually can win, because this deck isn't really designed to have a win condition, you can easily throw one in. It's Shutterwalk, right? But the other way it does is by sticking Shutterwalks and then just not having them frozen, and they're really because of the
they get so big
from the Snowfall Guardian.
Yeah. Ice fishing, we just need that in our hand. Okay.
I think I want to Caverns. No, we wanted to keep Grumble because we needed to wait for Shutterwalk.
I like the Caverns though.
I'm not liking Caverns because the other thing he can do is if I fill up my board, he won't kill anything, and then I can't Shutterwalk.
Right.
Oh,
gotta leave room for Shutterwalk.
So this might be a dud at this point.
Okay.
Just pass.
Oh, I'm fine with that. He's got what? 2 cards left in his deck?
Yeah, but he'll never really worry about fatigue with that much armor.
Yeah.
Just need a shield breaker. That'll get him to concede.
We don't have a shield breaker in this, do we?
No. I've ran it before, but it's not worth putting it in for one matchup. There's not enough control warrior out there. Got a bully.
What's he getting multiple copies of? Because he snapped that quickly. We want a bully here, just right?
Yep.
Because that's 10 more mana for a battle cry, right?
Well, he's got it though too because he's got 20.
Yeah. But that means he can't do anything with it.
Right. He's down to his final 6 cards. So.
Yeah, just a good solid hour and a half left.
Yeah. Kazakhstan? Surely there's a Kazakhstan in this list.
We disrupted a lot of things and
we did.
And it's possible. But I think this was just a line cracker list. I feel like there might be a naturalize coming our way. There's still another Ferocious Howl. He's got a Solar Eclipse in his hand. And he might have either a Spreading Plague or...
Another Poison Seed?
Another Poison Seed's possible as well. But...
Yep. He only played one Ferocious Howl.
Okay, that's the thing. We got to force that Poison Seeds out because that's the only thing that can mess up our Shutterwalk.
Yeah.
Can it? Because we'll get more Shutterwalks in our hand.
No, because we still have Grumble, and we used the Lightning Bloom to Mutinous early on, so we're not guaranteed depending on order. We have to save Grumble after the Shutterwalk, and we have to, if we play Shutterwalk and it doesn't bounce, which it won't because we haven't Grumbled, he'll Poison Seeds. So we need to just, I don't know, what's the most...
Isn't that a reason why we need to go ahead and Grumble so it's on the stack?
Well, I guess the concern is that if the Grumble trigger goes off before the Doppelgangster trigger, then we lost our loop. We don't.
Yeah, but that if we do double battle cry, that won't matter, right?
We can't because Shudderwalk costs 9.
Well, we can at least the one time. Because don't we have one more Lightning Bloom in deck?
I only run one.
Only one Lightning Bloom.
That's right.
So I think what I want to do here is
trade.
Yeah, and see, I don't want to do that yet because I think Poison Seed's the only thing that messes me up here.
Let's just swing him face and make him have to deal with the board.
Yeah, and he's not going to want to deal with it.
Yeah, he's not going to want to deal with the board because he doesn't want to use his stuff, his Poison Seeds.
Well, this is just the poker standoff.
He's walked away.
Yeah, no, he's gone out to walk the dog and do the dishes and make a Pop-Tart.
So now we just need to take fast turns.
Yeah.
So we're just going face.
Okay.
Every turn now, right? We have Healing Rain. That's good.
Yeah, he could be making, late lunch.
Hot Pockets and Yoo-Hoo.
He could be, on phase 3 of his ETT.
Yeah.
That's right. Phase 3. What do you have for lunch? Who Lothab? Just to get on the stack, right?
He probably had crystals for first lunch and Taco Bell for second lunch.
Never do that, folks. Never do that. Is 2,000 damage insurmountable? Is there no way to deal with it?
There's lots of ways, but not currently in my list.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the best way would be
Shieldbreaker.
Shieldbreaker.
Yeah. But even putting Hakar in his side, those fill up pretty quick.
Yeah.
He's not there. He's not there.
No, he's not.
Then we shouldn't have put down.
Just keep swinging.
Sucks. I messed up. If I wouldn't have put down Lothib, and I knew I could have put Shudderwalk down, and then I could have put down Grumble. I could have got Shudderwalk back and kept going. But now I need to somehow kill my own guys.
Just Grumble.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait, do you want to attack first?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I do. That might be relevant.
Because we'll get the bully in our hand, which we could play right back out. And we'll get the...
No bully.
Bully?
Oh, we get some... what do we want?
They'll give us armor.
It's okay. I'm going to draw.
Play that
wait.
Healing Rain?
Yeah.
Yes.
That works.
And then, where's this? Oh, he's bouncing. Oh, right, because... Oh, good. Fantastic news.
There we go.
Now
we have the Grumble combo.
And we're gonna burn off a Viper, which we don't
It doesn't
worry
matter.
about.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But
so now we can go crazy.
For the next 45 minutes.
I mean, his turns aren't taking that long.
Right, yeah.
One thing that's worth noting about this deck, too, that a lot of players that play it probably know, is that you want to click on the cards as they come up because they'll click away faster and you'll go through the animations faster. And when you're not doing the dishes, that's something you might want to do.
Ooh, armor. He's got no.
Yeah, we're going to end up with more armor than they will, but I don't know if we'll make it that far because there is a turn timer we'll hit.
Right, there's a 90 turns, and then both players blow up. But that's a good thing.
We can get there. We're gonna save these healing range. We're gonna ditch these devolves, and we're going to just keep these bodies. And
he's back.
Yes.
There's a Poison Seed.
Oh no, that was our only Shudder.
That's what he was waiting on.
He knew. What a good player.
He was sitting there too.
All right. So now maybe we Now maybe we take the concede.
Yep, there's a button for this. There's a button for this.
But this was a fun game.
That was a very fun game.
We just about got him.
Okay, here's the thing.
We would have gotten the other line cracker. We would have had it.
I just need to make one change. I'm going to take out a Wild Paw Caverns, and I'm going to put in a Skulking Geist. That's another thing that was running in this list.
Geist or the Shield Breaker?
Geist is more universal. The Shield Breaker's just going to hit that deck. Geist hits a lot of things in Wild.
That's true.
That makes sense. But how much does it hit in our deck? Wind Chill. That's it.
We could even take Wind Chill out and put something else in. But yeah, oftentimes it's not that big of a...
Yeah, I mean, if we lose a Wind Chill, no big deal.
Right.
I mean, we won't lose Corrupt the Waters because it starts in our hand.
Correct.
It's actually kind of nice losing it sometimes because you just want to thin your deck and get to business. True.
Do you we want to play one more?
Yeah, I've just went back in. If you can stand another one, let's do it.
I'm fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
I said I have Saturdays off. It's the producer's call.
All right.
You like that I called you the producer. You like that? I saw that smile.
So we got Priest again, which means we're probably looking at another 6 or 7 turn.
And Dirty Rat's not necessarily good here against that. This is too slow. Devolve's going to be good because it's not good enough, but it'll be good. It'll be good.
You need to get Flurgle and Toxfin.
It's really nice to have, like, the Primal Dungeoneer and having Ice Fishing. That's why it's nice to have 2 Ice Fishings in the list, too.
Yeah.
As much as it does feel bad at times when you've already drawn them all and you don't need any more.
Well, there's Toxfin. Yeah.
This is good, too. It's borderline too late, but it might be all right since we have the Devolve. Lothep's going to be great.
He did not go to Shadow.
He did not.
No. Okay, so this might be Big Priest, or we're dealing with... Oh, no. I forgot. Oh, no. There's Elwyn Boar Priest that's really big right now.
Oh, yeah.
Really good. But we do have a Devolve for that, so we just sit back.
If we can Devolve that first Elwyn Boar, we're fine, right?
Yeah, but I played a game earlier today where I hero powered and I got a 1/1, and then he was like, just started spamming the thank yous, so I'm not hero powering.
So
I've been starved already today.
So you're not hero powering. Gotcha.
We don't want to give him anything to run the L1 Boar into.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That makes me think it's Big Priest, this is a good matchup for us. Actually, it can be tough because we do only have the one board wipe.
There's Flurgle.
Yeah, there's the board wipe, but we just... Okay, now do we hero power because we don't think it's Elwyn Boar, or do we think it still could be?
I think so.
The Boars don't have rush, right?
No, and we can still
give it rush.
They would have to, on turn 4, it's unlikely. They're more likely to, give it Reborn or give it Divine Shield and summon a copy of it. Okay, that's definitely Big Priest.
So now we devolve?
I don't know if we do.
We don't want him to kill off that Varden, right?
Varden? What are you talking about?
The Vargoth.
I don't care about him. Like, what spell is he going to do right now I'm really scared of? On turn 6, turn 5, because it's been reduced, he can play that one that summons a 5/5 of a copy of a minion in your deck, and then I devolve. The problem with this matchup is if I start using all my resources too soon, I end up in we could coin Lotheb.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Coin Lotheb.
Yeah, then, based on your scenario,
and then
coin
we could
Lotheb.
Macaw afterwards next turn.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. We could even devolve Macaw if we had to.
Yeah, but the longer we can wait to use these resources and evolve, the better off we're going to be. Because when they start greater Spellstone, if they pop that off and we've already done this, we better be really close to Shudderwalking.
Yeah.
He's going to trade and then cast Raise Dead,
Resurrect. Oh, we can't because of the spell block. That's nice. So we hero power and Brilliant Macaw.
Yeah,
he doesn't have any. He doesn't have any battle cry. The only thing will be that that new 6-drop from the set. They are running that Divine Shield lifesteal,
which we can next turn Snowfall Guardian to freeze it.
Yeah. And
I like
so
that.
hero
Yeah,
powering is really good, so we can have more triggers for the snowfall.
Yep. Healing totem? Nope. Would like to push that to 4 health.
Wave of apathy.
Nice.
That's fine, right?
I think we just pass. Hero power pass, maybe.
Well,
or boom pistol.
I mean, attack, but
yeah. I like boom pistol.
Yeah, I was.
We want to get those on the stack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't.
Horrible things are about to happen to us now.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we have lots of ways to deal with horrible things, but yes, you're right.
Not waves of horrible things. We just have to. We're gonna have to take a little bit of a punching here before we can clean it up, and hopefully they can focus on our board before they get too interested in our face.
Shadow visions. Palm reading. He's digging.
He's setting up. It's a good setup.
Yeah, this is a setup turn.
This probably has a mirror image.
Another wave. Breath of the Infinite. Okay. This
is not bad. This is not bad. Could be better. Could be worse. Do you think? Yeah, I want to save this because there's still this is going to be used defensively.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Right now,
we could plop down the harpy just to have a body.
Yeah,
and we can even plop down the jeweler just to have a body.
And that gets us a 1 away from completing corrupt.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how much this armor is really gonna matter. Because once the game gets away with it,
right.
Just learn it. You lose in over 2 turns because they just have a board full of giants or stickies. That's nice. I'm okay with this. Oh wow, that's not
a
normal.
Weird inclusion.
That's normal, and that's actually pretty awesome for them. Do we want to devolve that? Because if they start making copies of this, then we just get one-shotted with a 30-30, which could be cool. It's a good way to go out. Respect.
I mean, yeah, but we have Snowfall Guardian to keep freezing as well as Shudderwalk, right? I think we'd go face and we just Snowfall Guardian.
I don't hate that.
A lot of times what I'll do is I won't even go face because if I do, next turn these guys are frozen.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I could just hero power in Snowfall.
I don't hate that.
Okay.
Because that way, if he does develop more onto the board, then we can devolve that.
Well, next turn I want a hero power in Primal to refill.
Yeah. I mainly wanted to finish corrupt the waters. So.
Yeah. Good call.
Mass hysteria.
Okay. So that dies.
It's okay.
That is okay, actually.
Gives us a turn. We are gonna have lots of cards.
Yeah. Almost guaranteed a grumble draw here. Yeah.
Now, what other?
How many cards do we have now? 8. So if
they'll put us to 7. If there's another, which I don't think there is, there's no other elemental, so we're good to do this again. Nice. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, puts us right at 9.
There's the first scrapyard.
That's fine. Decisions. This is where it gets fun. Do we want to devolve that?
Do we need to right now?
No. You're right, we don't. We can wait for him
just
to
skulking
invest.
Skulking in Wild Paw?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. And we don't even attack, hey? Just let him...
Yeah, let him dictate the pace.
He might be silly and trade.
Burn? We only got rid of Windshield for us, so he didn't have any one-cost spells left.
All right. But consider a shield breaker is going to be the same kind of thing. It is one less mana, though. I think shield breaker is only 5.
So now we devolve, right?
Oh, baby. Yeah.
Devolve,
Fergal, Toxfin?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We might want to wait. Again, this is why, like, if they've got a way to refill a couple times, oh, goodness sakes, look at
that. We got to at least get rid of the Kel'Thuzad. But I tell you, that Abyssal's going to water down his pool big time.
And it can't attack the hero, so we don't really care. We trade hero praise.
Yeah.
Do we get this off the board now? Because he's going to hit this, so we might as well go here, right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to get another one anyways for him to play with and be frozen.
Do we just chuck at least one of these ice?
We could grumble here too. We could grumble.
We could to get it on the stack.
It's on the stack. We don't need it in the game. After we grumble, we're in a good spot.
Yeah, but do we ice fishing one time just to get it out of our hand?
Free up space.
Yeah, since the double battle cry won't matter on grumble.
Yeah, it won't. No.
And now we might be in a good spot with a hero power mutinous.
Yeah.
If we don't get a Shudderwalk next turn. Oh, we still haven't doppelgangstered. See, this is why we save these guys. We still have to wait and see how long we can persevere before we even wipe this. So we only have this one wipe, and then they play another greater...
So how many resurrections have they played?
Well, they just did this mass resurrection. They probably have 2 more, whether it's Spellstone or another mass resurrection. Sometimes they have them all. So the only way we can win now is we have to lock them out by Shudderwalking because Lothab's in the stack.
Okay.
But it might, so they don't have, oh, they do have lethal. They have 42.
Yeah.
So we don't have a choice here. We have to use all the fishies.
Yeah, Firemane, Toxfid.
All right. Now, do we Healing Rain? Maybe play him? I don't know.
I like the Healing Rain. I don't know about the Volner, though. Because if he doesn't kill the Flurgle, we can Mutinous to clear his board again if he makes another board.
That's true.
If he only makes a board,
there it goes. Yeah.
He has to clear it. He knows that.
Oh, and there's the mass. Okay. Oh, and he gets the Vargoth. Okay. Now we got ourselves a game. Oh, but it didn't hit the mass.
Oh, it didn't hit the mass res.
All right. Now, because this is a critical spot in the game right here. We just have to survive to Shudderwalk. We still need to get Doppelgangster in the stack, but this is going to be a good time to do this while he still has cards in hand.
I agree.
Yeah, we have to clear Vargoth.
So we use this to freeze this.
Yes.
We use this to get him off.
Get rid of Vargoth, and then
And then do we hero power and Mutanus?
I think so. Nothing. Okay.
Okay.
Well, now we know.
That's important. That's knowledge we needed.
And knowing is half the battle.
All right, this is okay. This is a slow death for us. We still have a Healing Rain.
Oh, you got the Vargoth.
Gosh.
Okay.
That's fine.
We got a Dirty Rat. Dirty Rat's good. Dirty Rat's good. Okay, I say we got to play these two here.
I agree.
Top deck. We have to top deck Shudderwalk here.
Yeah.
We still have the other out being maybe a Devolve, and maybe we draw the Viper and we can trade it for the Shudderwalk. We'll still have exactly enough with the Lightning Bloom, I think, to pull it all off.
Okay. Go for it. I like it. definitely want to play Doppelgangster first, though, so that the Obsidian statue kills one of them, hopefully, right?
Right.
I was just thinking about if I played Bolnar and then Doppel. I'm running out of time. I'm gonna try something.
Yeah, go for it. I see where you're saying here. I don't hate it.
I didn't do it quite right. Oh, let's freeze this guy. Well, that kind of worked.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of boulders. And that's actually not terrible.
Might be a good distraction.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're in still good spot. If we can.
How many cards do we have left? 5. Okay.
5. So we've got 2 outs.
So
Viper and Shutterwalk.
He shouldn't have cast that Elec, to be honest.
We got a Dirty Rat. That's not bad. We have to Healing Rain. I wonder if we ditch these Bolnars, though, before the Healing Rain, because then we lose full health. He's got 36,
yeah,
so it won't matter.
You're right.
It won't matter. I mean, we still need to go up.
Well, I mean, the Dirty Rat will stop something.
It's going to stop the 16, so we're going to... Oh, right, this 36 isn't right, because it's counting something like...
Yeah, the 16 can't go face.
All right. Down to the dirty.
Yeah, 16 will clear the Dirty Rat. Ooh, he has gotten lucky by not drawing his minions.
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's game.
We just drew bad.
Yep. We just drew bad.
All those games are Shutter Walkers almost to the bottom of our deck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bottom 3.
Yep. Yeah. That was still
were fun games. Though.
Yeah, absolutely fun games.
That is what I like about Wild.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. That thanks for entertaining that.
Oh no. That's what the Hero Power does. We either play really awesome decks that go 100%, or we have fun and take the losses. It's all about having fun and having our viewers enjoy themselves one way or the other.
Yeah. All right, gang. We want to thank Marspad again for being on the show with us this week. As we said, it was a fantastic guest, and I just don't think you'll ever be top. So I think you'll be the last guest we ever have.
Hey, and Marspad, do you have any socials you want to shout out, or anything you want to promote, or just tell people about, or how to reach you?
I think for the most part, most podcasts do a great job. You can find me on Twitter at Marspad, but shout out to The Fighting Pit, Coin Concede, Squelch. I'm going to miss them, and then I'm going to feel bad. There's so many great Blister Guy. There's so many great community members out there that I just don't... thank you. Thank you for everything that everyone does. It's awesome. Got a great community.
All right, gang. That's going to do it for us. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please email us at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget, tune in next Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us on Twitch at twitch.tv/ECMMO Gamers, I believe. It's been a while since I've used our Twitch channel. You can also go to heropowerhs.com and click on the stream tab to watch us there live. And join us for episode number 300.
And shout out to Moose.
Woo! All right, gang. Until next week, good gaming.
Cheers. See you guys.